I wasn't even going to cover this story, but I've received several requests from email and on Twitter from you guys to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. So I figured we'd take a few minutes this afternoon and I'll give you my reaction to this story. I actually came to the defense of Sha'Carri Richardson when she was kicked out of the Olympics. I thought it was ridiculous, and I think it's ridiculous to be drug testing athletes for smoking weed. I understand that she knew the rules ahead of time. I get all that. I just don't think people should be drug tested for using marijuana. And I don't even smoke weed. It's not like I'm a proponent because I'm a weed smoker. I haven't smoked weed in years by choice. I work for myself. Drug testing is not what is stopping me from getting high. I just don't enjoy it anymore. Other people do, to each their own. Anyway, I came to the defense of Sha'Carri Richardson last month, but I am not going to do that today. Not because she finished last place in the race yesterday. That's not the reason. The reason is her behavior afterwards. Before I watched footage of her post-race interview, I didn't have a problem with Sha'Carri Richardson. Matter of fact, I kind of liked her. I thought she handled the immediate aftermath of her Olympic suspension with class and grace. She didn't blame anyone else. She took accountability for her actions. So far, so good. But her behavior yesterday, hell, her behavior really over the last few weeks, I ain't with it. First off, I don't know what it is about some people. There seems to be a segment of the population who crave fame and attention, but they don't want to accomplish anything to get that fame and attention. They feel they're entitled to it. Look at me, I'm Gwen Berry. I wear blue lipstick and protest at the Olympics. That makes me famous. Sadly, Sha'Carri Richardson is working her way into that category. This is the problem when you are given something without having to work for it. Had she not been suspended from the Olympics, most people wouldn't know who the hell Sha'Carri Richardson is. I wouldn't. I don't watch track and field. Hell, most people don't watch track and field. The only reason NBC was covering this event yesterday was because it was Sha'Carri Richardson's big return. Return from what? In order to return to greatness, you gotta be great to begin with. Sha'Carri Richardson hasn't accomplished anything yet. She's not an Olympic gold medal winner. I looked at her stats, her accomplishments, so to speak. She won a couple of races in the AAU Junior Olympics. Who cares? She won the 100-meter race while at LSU. Who cares? Internationally, she has won one race. That was back in 2017. That's it. Sha'Carri Richardson is famous because she was portrayed by the media as a victim. Look at the evil International Olympic Committee. Their drug rules are biased against black people. Those evil white people suspended this poor black woman for no reason. It seems to me that this fame has gone to the head of Sha'Carri Richardson. Her ego appears to be out of control. Watch this clip for yourself.
This is one race. I'm not done. You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to. Talk all the shit you want. Because I'm here to stay. I'm not done. I'm the sixth fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me.
First of all, who is she talking to? For the most part, she has received universal support. Sure, there are some detractors, but that is part of being in the public eye. I don't know who Sha'Carri Richardson's talking to or talking about here. Second, she says, I am the sixth fastest woman in this game. And? Are we really to the point now where we are celebrating sixth place? So we're not only giving participation trophies for showing up, now we're celebrating losing. We're celebrating sixth place, or last place in this case, but being the sixth fastest woman in the world. This race was built for Sha'Carri Richardson to win. Most of the other competitors, they just finished competing in the Olympics. Sha'Carri Richardson had damn near 2 months to train specifically for this race, and she finished in last place. Last place? Then after that embarrassing performance, you give an interview like that? Right before that clip I just showed you, she told the reporter that was interviewing her that she was not upset at herself for finishing in last place. That's the mentality of a true competitor right there. I have watched hours of post-game press conferences in the NFL and the NBA. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, LeBron James. After a loss in a big game, they are upset. They're not happy about it. They talk about what they could have or should have done differently. They're not all smiles and laughs. Sha'Carri Richardson, she's bouncing up and down, waving her hands, sending a message to the faceless, nameless haters. Maybe it's a good thing she was suspended for the Olympics. Like I said, most of her opponents in that race competed in Tokyo. After she was suspended, the media was hyping up Sha'Carri Richardson as this rising star. She was going to be the biggest star in the Olympics. It's funny how all of this hype happened after her suspension. Beforehand, no one knew who she was. If Sha'Carri Richardson were white and was suspended for smoking weed, do you think the media would have made her into a star, into a victim? No. It probably wouldn't have even been reported on. Sha'Carri Richardson has done a lot of talking the last couple of months. A lot of talking. After winning the Olympic qualifier back in June, she tweeted out, "My presence in this track game making history happen. No need for a thank you." Once the Olympics started last month, she tweeted, "Missing me yet?" She was prominently featured in a Nike ad where she said she's been patiently waiting to prove she is not a one-hit wonder, waiting to prove that she's that girl, that she's more than a news headline. You know, elite athletes, they don't have to talk about what they're going to do. They go out and do it. They let their games do all the talking. We've all been around these type of people before. You know, the annoying guy at the bar who is constantly talking about how rich he is, how much money he has, how many girls he slept with. Everyone knows none of it's true. Rich people, they don't have to talk about their money. They know they've got it. Most rich people don't want others to know they're rich. Sha'Carri Richardson allowed the media hype to go to her head. And I wish I could say that she learned a tough lesson yesterday, but I don't think she's learned anything at all. I think she believes that she is as great as she was going into that race, even after finishing last place. I hate to break the news to her. Yesterday, that was likely it for Sha'Carri Richardson. Americans don't watch losers. Hell, even the media. The media is not going to waste time covering someone finishing in last place. It's a big story right now because there was so much hype around Sha'Carri Richardson going into the race. Track and field is not popular in this country. The only reason that event was covered yesterday was because of Sha'Carri Richardson. She had the opportunity to elevate the sport. Instead, she failed. And not only did she fail, she didn't learn anything from the failure. I would imagine there were a lot of people watching yesterday who never watched track and field. You think they're going to waste their time watching the next time? Doubtful. Time to let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on Sha'Carri Richardson's behavior after finishing last place yesterday. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.